Welcome back to Switch to Linux. It's been a while since we've done an outside video. I thought I'd go ahead and do one of those today. And today I want to talk about an issue and a problem that I've seen cropping up recently with my clients. And then I heard somebody else talk about it online as well. And this is more changes and more algorithm issues going on, specifically Gmail. Although it's possible the other big email carriers like Outlook and Yahoo might be doing something similar, but it is something we have to be aware of, because what these guys are trying to do is get everybody onto their systems. They make it super convenient, they make it free, they make it easy, and they just want everybody on there. They want all the businesses to use Google or Microsoft for their business servers, and they don't care which one, as long as they get the de facto duopoly to be able to control the email market. And so, of course, we covered in the Weekly News Roundup last week some changes in the Gmail search algorithms, which are causing people now to, they're adding some AI for search features, but starting about 2 weeks ago, one of my big clients that we sell a lot of products on, we've been getting an increase in emails from people saying, hey, I ordered products, but I never got a confirmation. Well, I'm the one in charge to research these, and people are thinking, is our site not working right? So I go back through our log. Our site will log all of the emails that go out. I can confirm all of the order confirmations, the shipping confirmations, the shipping tracking numbers have all been sent out. Every one of these people that complained were all Gmail account holders. So I started looking into this a little bit more, and right about the same time that happened, there was another article that came out, and I believe it was connected to one of the editors at Motherboard. They were indicating that since about 2 weeks ago, from the time I'm recording this video, they've seen an increase in a lot of certain spam in their inbox. And so something seemed to happen in Gmail that caused the emails to, a lot of good legitimate business emails are getting sent to the spam folder. And of course, we know from updates a few years ago that Gmail has found it very hard to actually find the emails in your spam folder. Like, they hiding it behind menus that are further hidden and then further hiding it inside there. They don't want people to see the spam. But then what happens is everybody who's not tied to a Microsoft or tied to an Outlook account is getting through. And I myself have seen an increase of spam from accounts coming from Gmail accounts. Clear spam, clear violations, clear fraud, all coming from Google accounts, but they're all landing in my inbox as well. And so what we're starting to see happen is, as long as you're connected to Microsoft or Google, it doesn't matter if you're a legitimate business or a scammer or fraudster, you're landing in people's inboxes. But legitimate businesses that are not using their servers, they are landing in spam. And I think this happens on my newsletter, because I have about half of the people on my newsletter lists, particularly Gmail account lists, they are not confirmed. Now, we're talking about my Christian site. I don't have a newsletter list on Switch to Linux, but on my Our Walk in Christ newsletter list, I use a double opt-in, because I don't want somebody else to go in there and drop in some other random email address and then me end up spamming somebody that never signed up. So when you sign up to my newsletter list, you're going to get an immediate email back confirming your subscription. Well, most of those that are not confirmed, they're all Gmails, because the Gmail links are sending everything from my newsletter service right into their spam folder, and they never know they have to do the double opt-in, and then they think I don't send out a newsletter, which I do send out a newsletter. So I've been trying to announce that on the channel more often, that you will have to go in there and check your spam folder and safe list it. All right. But who is the other group I was talking about? Well, I was watching some clips from Steve Crowder today, and he does a thing every December, or maybe this is the second year they did it, where they're collecting names of families to send gifts back to. And what he even said on a show today is that a lot of people reached out, they responded, and then they never hear anything back. So he did an announcement on his channel saying, hey, check your spam folder, make sure that your spam folder is not collecting our emails. So even him, and I didn't go back through and see, is he using Google, is he using Outlook? My guess is probably not. My guess is they're using an independent email server. But what we're starting to see is more actual spam, as long as it comes from those Google and Outlook email addresses, are landing in the box. And people who are using non-Gmail servers, non-Outlook servers, these guys are landing in spam folders more often. This is problematic. And they're able to do this and cause a duopoly. And basically the solution is, well, you can use our services. And then, of course, now to be clear, it doesn't have to be a gmail.com account, because you can use Google services with your domain name. And I think you have to pay for it in each instance. I'm not 100% sure if it's completely free on that one. I'm pretty sure you have to pay for that. But they basically want all emails going through their servers, because guess what? They get a chance to see everything in your inbox, period. Now, what can we do about this? Well, the first thing we have to do is we have to take back power against their duopoly. The way you do that is to refuse to use their services. You don't use it for spam. You don't use it for your business services. If you're on Google or Outlook Business, get off of it and deal with the fact that some of your emails are going to go to spam. That's fine. Then you're going to raise a little bit of awareness to this so that your clients know to check your spam folders. And as more and more people get off of these easy, convenient services and start managing these things themselves, you're going to have a case where they do not hold the power, and when there's more and more people raising awareness of such things, then we can actually deal with it as we can. So what do we have to do? Well, we have to get some servers for emails. Now, that's can be a little bit easier, can be a little bit harder. It depends. I'm going to argue this. You might say, well, I don't know how to do any of that kind of stuff. I'm going to tell you, take a little bit of time to learn. Because the thing that is destroying our society more than anything is to say, well, I know I probably shouldn't use this, but it's just so convenient. And you fail to learn, you fail to grow, you fail to look at the other resources, and you're going to get locked into not only their products, but into their rules as well. And that is the thing where things start falling apart. You can start very easily. Any cPanel account is going to get you email servers. And cPanel is getting so good, despite it is in itself a proprietary platform, it is good enough that you can automatically set the DKIM, you can automatically set up the SPF, all of the records that need to legitimize your email server are all there. The problem is, of course, Google doesn't respect it because they have gotten a certain amount of market share between Google and Microsoft to have a de facto duopoly. So, start with that. But then there's other mail servers out there. You can get these on Linode. Have a look at my affiliate account there for Linode. tlm.li/Linode gives you $100 in credit. Buy yourself a domain name for $10 for the year. Get yourself a Linode account. Try it out for 2 months. See if you can make it work, because using my affiliate code there's going to be some mail servers on there, and maybe I'll do a video about this in the next couple days. We can have a look at how to do something like that. We can go ahead and create your own email server on Linode that you have access to rather than them having access to it. And as more and more and more people start taking control back on these things, whether it's a cPanel server, ISP config is harder to get working with email. I have it working, but it's harder to do, just FYI. That's your free and open source option. But there's also free and open source raw mail servers that are out there. These are things that you can do, and I would encourage you to spend the time, learn how to do that, and get off of these big tech platforms so that you can have control of these things in your life. Because here's another factor. If you want to speak out against some of the crazy atrocities going on in our world, well, what happens if Google decides that you're just an evil person and they just ban your account? Well, you've just lost your email, you've lost your business, you've lost everything. You can't even go back for archival purposes. But if you're hosting it all on your own, they have a really hard time canceling you. Whether you're on cPanel, where you can pick up that cPanel and move it to another company. You can grab a monthly backup and keep it in your servers and be able to access everything. All that stuff is available if you take the time to learn how to do it yourself. And that is what I'm going to encourage you to do. So do not let Google and Microsoft have this duopoly. Check your spam folders. If you are using Google accounts right now, check those spam folders, because they are filtering legitimate business into the spam filters, because those legitimate legitimate businesses are not tied to Microsoft and Google. But at the same time, anybody tied to Microsoft and Google is instantly not spam. So we're getting a lot of fraud accounts, a lot of spam accounts, a lot of abusive accounts coming onto these servers, and they do not have the capacity to filter those guys out. So these are the things that you need to do. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.